friends who are just a little too into their startups. So into their startups that they wear their startup shirts almost every day. So into their startups that they gift their friends these t-shirts and expect them to join their startup fraternity. The Ops Clarity family. I do have such a friend. His name is Jack. And my goal is to help Jack via a very structured plan to go shopping and get him 2 business casual outfits. Get him out of his flip-flops and his t-shirt and get him something a little bit more formal. Let's start with roles for the project. I will act as project manager, the chauffeur, and a fellow shopper, might as well. Jack is, of course, the main shopper, and also the navigator, both inside the mall and out. And finally, Jack's girlfriend, Jill, is going to be the expert judge. She's going to make sure that we come out looking better than we came in, not the other way around. So let's go over the global plan. Step 1, 9 o'clock sharp. We gotta get to Jack and Jill's house, get in the car and start driving. On the way there, we gotta use our time effectively. So we need to decide what we're getting for lunch. We always bicker about this. It's always a fight. We need to get that fight out of the way before we get to the mall so we don't delay the schedule. 10 o'clock, we're at the mall. We go to our first store, Banana Republic, 1 hour exactly, on the dot. Then we move on to the Gap, 1 hour. At noon, we get lunch, and we have a team huddle, assess our progress on the project, make sure we're moving along. We should have 1 outfit picked out by that point. Next, we move on to Calvin Klein, also for 1 hour. And finally, we end our trip at the shoe warehouse to pick out the last item on the agenda, the shoes. Now that's the global project schedule. We can break that up into smaller chunks. For every store, we also have a plan. The first step is we have to spend 20 minutes looking for outfits. That's Jack and I. Then we're going to run to the change rooms and alternate. Jack will change, Jill will assess him. I will change, Jill will assess me. We got to make everything really efficient if we want to make it on time. 15 minutes to the hour, we have to start checking out. There could be a long lineup, and we got to make sure we make it through and don't go off schedule. Now, every good project plan assesses project risks. For this project, I can think of 3 key risks. The first one is, it's tech geeks going shopping. If we run into the Apple store, the whole project is going to be we're probably going to get no shopping done. So we've deliberately chosen a mall, the great mall in Milpitas. No Apple store, exactly. There is a second related risk. Our chief judge, Jill, is critical for our mission. As I mentioned before, we could come out looking worse than we came in. So what we need to do is make sure that Jill never sees the Victoria's Secret store that's in that mall. Jack and I have carefully engineered our routes through the mall so that Victoria's Secret never shows up. Finally, the third and perhaps most important risk is what I'm going to call Ops Clarity withdrawal. I'm scared that Jack might refuse to buy any new clothes. He might say, listen, this is part of who I am. Ops Clarity is my family. How can you expect me to give this up? Well, we're prepared for this also. Jill and I have prepared an intervention banner, should the need arise. That is the plan. we'll see how this actually works out in real life very soon. And if you want to hear about it, I invite you to come to Talking Heads Toastmasters on Wednesday at 7:30 to hear the second half of this.